5,000 point custom scenario. The Tau and Imperial Guard have allied to protect the city from being overrun by Tyranids. The Tyranids are attempting to get 3 objectives. One in this building, one over here in this building, and the third back here. Again, it's 5,000 points. Tyranids versus Tau and Imperial Guard. And now for the army lists. 5,000 points of Tyranids. We have 3 units of 30 Hormagaunts, 2 units of 3 Carnifexes, each have 2 Twin-Link Devourers, 2 units of 6 Warriors, 3 individual Venomthropes, a unit of 3 Zoanthropes, 2 Winged Hive Tyrants with Twin-Link Devourers, the Swarm Lord with 3 Tyrant Guard, 3 units of 30 Gaunts, 15 in each have Devourers, 30 Gargoyles. In reserve, outflanking are 2 Tervagons, 3 Deep Striking Trigons, Deep Striking Brood of 5 Raveners, and 30 more Gargoyles. And that's it for the Tyranids. Now for the Imperial Guard and Tau list. 5,000 points of Imperial Guard and Tau. I will discuss the Imperial Guard first. We have a Leman Russ battle tank, a heavy weapons team with 3 las cannons, an infantry squad on the objective, a tank commander piloted by Knight Commander Pask and a Punisher with a bodyguard that's also a Punisher, a separate Leman Russ battle tank, a Hellhound, a mortar squad, an infantry squad on the objective, a platoon command. In front we have 6 different special weapons teams, each with 3 flamers. Over here we have a Leman Russ battle tank. In the building is an infantry squad. Over here we have another infantry squad to stop any outflankers, and a platoon command. Now for the Tau. Alright, now for the Tau. We have scouted up 6 Pathfinders in each of these buildings, one over here and one over here. We have 3 broadsides with high yield missile systems and smart missile systems. We have 6 missile drones with them. We then have a group of 10 fire warriors, a hammerhead with an ion cannon piloted by Longstrike, a devilfish that's holding 6 fire warriors. We have a group of 12 fire warriors on the objective. In reserve we have the commander with 14 gun drones and 2 3-man crisis suits, each with 2 plasma rifles each. They will all be deep striking. And that's it for the Tau force. Also, there's a formation, the 4 assassins, the Vindicator's up in the building, the Eversor is in this building over here, the Colexis, the psychic one, is in this building, and the Callius, the shapeshifter, will be coming on from reserve. And that's it for the Tau and Imperial Guard forces. The Tyranids will go first, unless the Tau and Imperial Guard player can seize the initiative. And do they seize the initiative? They do not. It's Tyranids, turn 1. End of Tyranids, turn 1. The swarm moved up. Hive Tyrant used Warp Blast, got a Perils, took a wound and lost Warp Blast, but managed to obliterate an entire specialist squad, giving the Tyranids first blood. The Carnifexes opened up 36 shots into the Pathfinders that were in this building. They're not there anymore. Over here, the Carnifexes managed to kill these Pathfinders. And that was it for Tyranids turn 1. Now on to Tau and Imperial Guard turn 1. End of Tau and Imperial Guard turn 1. The Leman Russ battle tank, with help from the mortar squad, killed 8 Gaunts over here. The 2 specialist squads, with help from the Evisor assassin, whittled down the 30-man Gaunt squad to just 5 Gaunts. The last cannon heavy weapon team managed to kill a Zenthrope. The tank commander split his fire. He fired upon the warriors, killing 2, reducing 1 to just 1 wound. While the other Punisher, with help from the Calexis assassin, managed to take out a Carnifex. The 2 specialist squads in the building and the Hellhound managed to whittle down Hormagaunts, killing 14 of them, leaving only 16 remaining. The Broadside, Hammerhead, and Leman Russ managed to kill 2 Carnifexes and reduce 1 and 3 wounds. The Specialist Squad and the Fire Warriors managed to kill 15 of the Gaunts, reducing them to half strength. The Devilfish, with help from the Fire Warriors, managed to take off a wound off the Hive Tyrant. He then failed a grounding test and took another wound. He is now grounded and down to 1 wound. And the Vindicator fired at a Venomthrope and he missed horribly. It is the end of Tau turn 1. Now for Tyranids, turn 2. Tyranid turn 2, rolling for reserves. Thanks to the Swarm Lord, only need 2+. Rolling for the Gargoyles. They do not come in. Rolling for a Turbogon, comes in. Second Turbogon comes in. 3 Trigons, all come in. And for the Raveners, they come in as well. End of Tyranids turn 2. All 3 Trigons have deep striked in. The Raveners have deep striked in. Over here on the right flank, the 2 Turvagons have outflanked. Turvagon over here spawned 5 Gaunts and then plugged up. Well, the Turvagon over here spawned only 7 Gaunts and plugged up. The Gaunts took off a wound off the mortar, while these Gaunts killed 2 specialists as the Turvagons focused their fire and blew up the Leman Russ battle tank. Over here, the last cannons lost 1 wound due to the Hive Tyrant. The 2 Carnifexes exploded the tank commander's bodyguard. The explosion took a wound off the assassin. As the Zenthropes fired, took a hull point off the Hellhound. Over here, the Hive Tyrant managed to kill the 8 Fire Warriors. And the Hormagaunts took 3 specialists down, and they remain in combat. And also, over here, the Hormagaunts assaulted the assassin. The assassin killed all but 1 and lost a wound. And that's it for Tyranids, turn 2. Now for Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 2. Beginning of Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 2. Rolling for reserves. For the commander and his drones, do they come in? They do. For the first Plasma Crisis team, do they come in? Yes, they do. For the second Plasma and Crisis team, they come in as well. And for the Callius Assassin, does she come in? She does as well. All reserves come in. Let's see how the Imperial Guard and the Tau work this magic. End of Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 2. The Crisis Suits, with help from the Heavy Weapon team, managed to take off 4 of the 6 wounds of the Turvagon. The 5 Gaunts he spawned were barbecued by the 2 specialists that remain. Over here, we have 4 Gaunts that were turned to crisp thanks to the incoming Callius Assassin. The Mortar Squad managed to lob their mortars and kill 8 Gaunts. The Tank Commander fired, killed a Carnifex, while the Calexis Assassin killed the other one. Specialist Squad right here finished off the remaining Hormagaunts. Over here, the Evisor Assassin won combat and he ran into the ruins to get him some cover. Over here, the Imperial Guard infantry squads fired at the Trigon, bringing him down to just 1 wound. The Broadsides fired all their missiles, taking 3 wounds off this Trigon. The Hormagaunts managed to kill a specialist in the ruins and then consolidated 5 inches out. right after the Fire Warriors, both squads, fired and killed the Hive Tyrant with only one wound remaining. Over here, the deep striking commander and his drones, alongside the mishapped opponent placed plasma crisis suits, killed 19 gargoyles. And that is it. Oh, almost forgot. The Leman Russ killed the 4 warriors that were right here. Exploded, thanks to the Leman Russ. And that is it for Imperial Guard and Tau, turn 2. Now for Tyranids, turn 3. Beginning of Tyranids, turn 3, rolling for the gargoyles to come in. And they do. End of Tyranids, turn 3. Recap, the gargoyles came in, shot at the command squad. The command squad was destroyed. When the Swarm Lord moved in, assaulted, killed 10 drones with him and his brood. They then ran, he chased them down and defeated them, giving them Slay the Warlord. A combination of the Termagants from here and these warriors killed 2 different specialist squads. The Raveners killed the Crisis Suits. Over here, these Termagants shot at and killed a 3rd specialist squad, as the Termagants over there managed to kill the Evisor Assassin. The Tervagon killed the commander, giving them Slay the Warlord again. The Tervagon back here killed the infantry squad in the building, giving him the objective. Over here, the Hive Tyrant popped the Hellhound. The Trigon popped the Leman Russ before consolidating over here. Trigon popped the Hammerhead before consolidating behind it. And this Trigon was over here, popped the Leman Russ, then consolidated behind it. And that pretty much sums up the end of Tyranids, turn 3. Now for Tau, turn 3. End of Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 3. The last kind of heavy weapon team killed the Tervagon. Over here, the specialists killed 9 Termagants. The mortar squad lobbed their shells, killed only 2 Termagants thanks to the Venom Throat. Over here, the broadsides, the platoon command, and the infantry squad brought the Trigon down to just 1 wound. The Vindicator Assassin killed the Trigon that was behind the tank. This Trigon was unfazed by the combined might of the Fire Warriors and the Imperial Guard infantry squads. Over here, the Devilfish did no damage to the Hormagaunts. Over here, the Calexis Assassin, he used the psychic powers of the Zenthropes, and he did damage, killing 1 Ravener and putting 1 down to just 2 wounds. Launched a Psych Out grenade on the Zenthropes, bringing him down to 1 wound. He assaulted them, doing no damage, and he's locked in combat. Over here, the Crisis Suits fired at the Gargoyles, only killing 3 of them. And back over here, the Calexis Assassin, the Callius Assassin, flamed and assaulted the Tervagon, taking 3 wounds off. And that sums up Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 3. Now for the Tyranids, turn 4. End of Tyranids, turn 4. The Gargoyles and Termagants killed the 3 Crisis Suits with plasma rifles. Over here, the Warriors assaulted the Devilfish and did no damage to it. The Carnifex fired, killed 5 Fire Warriors, only 4 remain. Over here, it's a stalemate between the Calexis Assassin and the Zenthropes. The Hive Tyrant fired to the broadsides, killed 4 drones. The Trigon killed 1 drone before making it into combat and getting kicked in the face by a broadside, removing his last wound. Over here, the Trigon claims the objective after eliminating the infantry squad. And in this close combat, the Callius Assassin took down 2 more wounds off the Tervagon. The Raveners assaulted the last cannon heavy weapon team and murdered them. And that was it for Tyranids, turn 4. Now for Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 4. End of Imperial Guard and Tau, turn 4. The Vindicare Assassin killed the Trigon, and the Infantry Platoon Command took the objective. The Callius Assassin killed the 2 Raveners. With her flame, she killed the 2 Raveners in close combat, but with her flame, she fired at them and managed to kill the Tervigon, which then, using a synaptic backlash, killed the 3 Termagants. Over here, the broadsides killed the Carnifex. The Devilfish did 2 wounds to the warriors, leaving the front one with only 1 wound. Over here, the infantry squads and fire warriors fired into the flying Hive Tyrant, bringing it down to 3 wounds, but he is not grounded and is ready to return the favor next turn. Over here, the specialist squads killed 1 Gaunt and took a wound off the Venom Throat, as the Calixus Assassin remains at a deadlock in close combat. And the Mortar Squad managed to kill only 2 Gaunts thanks to the Venom Throat's amazing cover saves. And now for Tyranids, turn 5. End of Tyranids, turn 5. Over here, the Tyranid warriors fired an infantry squad, killing 5 of them. The Hive Tyrant and the Termagant squad killed the infantry squad that took the objective. In the close combat, the Swarmlord charged in, did nothing to the Calixus Assassin, but then his Tyrant Guard killed him. The Termagants killed the 2 specialists. Termagants ran, Gargoyles ran, and that was pretty much it for Tyranids, turn 5. Now for Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 5. End of Tau and Imperial Guard, turn 5. The Mortarmen moved up, then ran to claim the objective. The Callius Assassin moved up, flamed the Termagants, killed the Venom Throat that got caught in the spray, then assaulted Termagants, killing 4 of them. They did no damage back, then hit and run and got back into the building, and is currently out of their line of sight. Over here, the broadsides shot and fired and killed the warriors. And over here, the fire warriors did nothing to the Hive Tyrant. The Vindicare tried to redeem himself, and he missed, doing nothing to the Hive Tyrant. Once again, the infantry squad moved into the ruins and then ran up and are on the objective. And over here, the Devilfish moved flat out. So if the game continues 1 more turn, hopefully the Town Imperial Guard can get Line Breaker. And that's it for Town Imperial Guard turn 5. We must roll a dice now. On a 3+, the game continues. It does not. Time to tally up the cost. We have 1 objective over here for the Imperial Guard and Tau. 1 over here. 1 over here. That's 3 points. But the Tyranids have Line Breaker. Tyranids killed 2 warlords and got first blood. So the score is 4-3, Tyranids victory for the Swarm.